He was the hardest player you had to guard in high school.
Were they in like they 4-point play? I'm not talking like a touch foul 4-point play, like closed out. We kind of fell over each other, so we both fell on him. Like the shit really looked bad, like bad.
So we're gonna check us in the favors. Tell Tosh. 40, 20 something, 30 something. Lead they high to a victory.
If your little cousin yelling in the stand like go dunk it and you just don't do it like it ain't nothing.
You on something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Once I was able to like handle their defense and like go by them, that's when I knew I was ready.
All the time, but I don't understand.
They play all the time. I'm not putting Kobe.
What?
I'm not.
You look.
I'm not putting.
I need you to report these.
Listen. Hear me out.
So quit hating
We
on
playing with these niggas.
We having
Don't
fun.
take that shit serious.
Hell
Yeah.
Is it the time to play?
Shout out to everybody that came
Hey, shout out to
Hey,
man.
Hey,
Big
no
Pine,
cheer,
man.
support of the brand, you know what I'm
Pine,
saying?
man.
Shout out to
Hey,
my boy
tap
Fair.
in on my invite.
Yes,
If
sir.
you wanna come on, I'm trying to see you not letting none of you bums on.
He was the hardest player you had to guard in high school.
Were they in high school or
Yeah.
Okay, that's tough. It was a point guard from Longview. Gotta throw him in there. I don't know his name though.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Little light skinned dude.
He did. My teammate, hit my actual move when he was a sophomore one time for the game time bucket that sent us to overtime. A little shifty, little bastard.
It was a guy, I'm not gonna lie, it was a guy from Hayward. You from here, you know, hey, Hayward. I grew up in the game though. It was like he was the hardest person I had to guard, but somehow in the game I figured out how to stop that shit. So it went from like having the worst time ever to like I got this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, them games. But it probably gotta go to bro from Longview. I don't know, cause like, what was it, my junior year? Yeah, my junior year, we played against like, he was like ranked like 15 or some shit, just a shooter. And it started out the other way around. I was on his ass and sitting here thinking to myself like, oh, he supposed to beat his, like we gonna beat them, whatever. Like, yeah, his teammate, they straight, but we got enough, whatever. Come in the second half, and he just showed us who he was. And at the time, I realized, like being grown, I realized like coach was like, get your team involved, get the halftime now, nigga. Could've, and that's what he did. Leaning, he should hit a 4-point play on me and my homeboy Peter.
Gabriel.
Boy, and when I say 4-point play, I'm not talking like a touch foul 4-point play, like closed out. We kind of fell over each other, so we both fell on him. Like the shit really looked bad, like bad. It looked bad. And like it was so bad, I didn't even think about him making the shot. And then the crowd turned around, I said, "Fuck." Oh. Yeah, now that I think about it, it was him because it was a playoff game too. That one hurt. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just wish I
Playoff
was
game.
Yeah. Sent us home. That one hurt.
Who's 3 players around here that you like grew up watching and like really love their game, like your 3 favorite players?
Are they my age or are they?
Nah, like when we was, it could be like middle school, young childhood, just players around here that you.
I was a big fan of Trey
Carson.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah. And I mean, I played boys club, so I remember him just always been cold. And then, yeah, he was really one of the first people I really seen to just kind of hoop like how they hoop back then. You really didn't get free reign like that back then, but it was like he had it. Like coach didn't care if he came down and did crossover and messed around, pulled up a 3 or being flash. Basketball was a little different back then. They wasn't really going for that. But you could tell their coach really kind of wasn't either, but it was like he was him. There wasn't nobody else doing it. You know what I'm saying? He was just him. It's definitely him. I always say my cousin. I'm gonna still give him my honorable mention, but I was so small, like I couldn't really just break down the game. It was just amazing. He helped me fall in love with the game for sure. Watching him made me fall in love with the game. But I wasn't really old enough to really know what was just really going on, but I knew he was cold. if your little cousin yelling in the stand like go dunk it and you just go do it like it ain't nothing.
You on to something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You him, you know.
Hey, go dunk that.
Yeah, it's like he hear me. Or his teammate go do it like he's just like, okay, they made me love basketball. He honorable mention. But it'd probably be him.
What's his name?
Melvin Brewer.
Jarrell.
Melvin, what you wanna call it. Stamped for sure.
But I remember boy Jarrell used to come down that lane, jump out two, and on his back,
Man, strong too.
explosive.
And like I said, that's why I know I was too young, because I didn't even understand defense. Like I'm thinking all about his offense. I didn't even know like he really like on D. Yeah.
Like, boy,
Yeah. I didn't know it till I started playing against him, and I'm like, I know you cold because you 30 now. Like, then you're 30. It's not 30. I'm in high school. I'm at my peak.
bro was a fucking nightmare on defense.
I gotta throw J-Ray out there, and even though we the same age, like, and I ain't like, I walked in on his first game. I don't know who y'all was playing. Like, as soon as I walked in, it was Donnie, Papa Mills, and it was just Greg and Hitty. One of them, they was sitting there, and they was just talking about it. I'm like, yeah, you can do that, you gonna be good. As soon as I walk in, turn around and sit down, damn, those two niggas. And everybody just stood up. I'm like, what? I don't know him. You know, because we at PG at this time, I'm thinking like, man, we get on T.I. ass. They ain't got nothing. I ain't heard nothing about T.I. But I guess that's just because wasn't nobody just talking about it over there. And when I seen that, I was like, hey, hey. I mean, we can play them niggas. I ain't scared to play them niggas, but they not sorry. Because we was under the impression that, like, we was the best team in the city. Like, it was no comp. And then I was just going there to watch. I just got finished working out, doing something. It was like a tournament or something, so it was like on the weekend during the day. I just remember that. Instantly became a fan. So shouts out to J-Ray for sure.
Dog.
Real talk. Real dog. And then number 3, growing up. Honestly, I had to throw you in there.
Hey.
Like, just thinking about it, because like I said, there was a lot of people, like, we were watching them play, like, yeah, we knew they was good, but it was like, in terms of players that, like, when I looked at them, I was like, damn, he cold. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I first seen you play, you had the damn face mask or whatever the hell, goggles, something. I can't remember what it was. It was something on your face.
Tough air.
Yeah.
Tough air.
I think that was my 8th grade or freshman year. Yeah. See, like, you was the first nigga I really seen. I ain't gonna say the first, but like one of the first around my age to just really have handles like that. And like, I know you look back at it now and be like, nah, I really wasn't shit, but like, niggas didn't really have bags like that back then. So it was like the fact that you had that, it was like, especially around here, it's really just a lot of athletes down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you had like.
Yeah, at the time, the handle was like one of the things that I like fired my game on. I couldn't shoot for shit then. You know what I'm saying? And I was crafty finishing, but I wasn't just, you know what I'm saying, going to hell finishing every time. You know what I'm saying? I was leaving. But my handle on that hoe was
That was nice.
I feel 100% in that hoe. Yeah, that's probably the earliest thing I had complete confidence in. Like,
it shows for sure. Like, and me, it meant a lot more to me too, because like I was a guard and I was kind of the same way. Like, I ain't really had no shot like that, but like I could handle the ball and, you know, see shit in the other. So like when I see you doing it, I'm like, yeah, this nigga hard. Like, looking at you like right there, was like, damn, like that's my next jump. I'm trying to get there.
I appreciate
You know
that.
it's really funny because bro really older than me, like, and how we became cool is weird. Like, yeah, we both went to PG, but he had already graduated when I got there. Like, it was just somebody that like I just was watching while I was at school in New Boston. Like, PG would be at the tournament, and then I just see it. They like, oh, Reggie Cole, my uncle the coach. So I'm like, I'm gonna stay and watch this game, you know, for him. But it's like I ain't really just know nobody. But you always stood out. Well, besides Dustin big ass, and Reese that time he dropped that 4-5.
Yo, shout out to Dustin, shout out to Reese. For real.
But yeah,
Mr. 4-5.
turn the city up that night.
What?
Hey,
Man.
you had a few females in the crowd wanted your baby. And I'm not bullshit. You good in the bus. You good in the bus. Hey, on me at our little section live, I'll never forget that. Little females up there like, ooh, that white boy, you know. I forgot about Tevin. That's tough. Cause Tevin was one of them too, bro. To me,
Shit, Tevin, dog.
like especially just high school, like it's just like this nigga just look like a grown man. Like he handled it like a grown man. Like damn it, like a pro. Like nigga walk in, ain't nobody talking to this nigga. He not talking to nobody. Straight face. Nigga got that Kawhi Leonard going on. Just like not as goofy as Kawhi. You know, it's more like aggression. Like fam coming out here like take some anger out on niggas on the court. Like you know, on some passionate shit. Like you can see the passion in his eyes, cause like coach can't tell him shit. Like this nigga's hooping. Like you can get mad at this nigga just shot a deep ass 3 and fucked around and missed it. Nigga finna fuck around, get a steal, and then just come boom this hole. You just like damn. Like, and he wasn't even that athletic. Like that's I don't know. That nigga was.
He was kind of athletic before the first ACL injury.
Yeah, but
He
for
had
them
2 of those
times,
back to back. And I remember before, nigga, like he used to finger roll, and like his elbow used to be like after he used to just elbow at the end. He just finger roll. Why are you rolling that hole? And then after a while, I got to the point that he was just easily dunking that hole. But like I always remember like that nigga used to just be grazing over the rim. And then after that first, he came back and he came back shooting a little different, but he came back shooting better. That's when he kind of got that. I really don't even know how to explain Tevin jumper, but it like he used to kind of shoot like
he got a cheat code, and
he kind of like started like.
He one of them shooters that got that cheat code.
You know, the releases is so early because like where his shot point at, and he like tall, so it's like quick as hell, but it's like
You can tell
it looks slow, but it's quick. It's hard to get to. I don't know.
You can tell he put some work into that hole because he can get it off from whatever position. Like hooping against him, I done seen him like just way uncomfortable with that hole, and he gonna hit. It's like he already know based off how they hold. You know what I'm saying? He one of them. You can tell because it don't never phase him. It's gonna get shot pretty much the same way every time.
He one of the people that he like when he shooting like you ain't got that height to just really be there to contest. It's just
He's just a nonchalant shooter too. Like it's like I know, like I don't know, like you know when niggas shoot like they put effort, like you know what I'm saying. Like his is just like a turn around, make it or not. I don't care. No one even finna hit this hole, but like that's just how it looked. Like, and I just now for the longest I was somewhat intimidated by him because I was younger. So when he would come in, I already be like, dang, like I always wanted to say something to do because he was like the coldest at the time for me seeing anyway. Like I said, tell him he like what 3 years old, maybe 4 years older than me.
and he a year older than me, so
Yeah, like 4. So I remember just
he
going
got
to the
my
gym.
whole high school generation.
Man,
Yeah.
and I just remember coming in and just he was the first to show me how the game was played that way. I said not by shooting, none of that, just the mindset and attitude on the court. It was different. You know, a lot of people was like, you know, like the coach. It didn't seem like it was his team. Like I just don't remember the coach really just phasing that nigga too much. I really don't.
Yeah, he definitely. I really didn't get to see them play much outside when I was a sophomore. My junior and senior, I really get to see him play much because he was really at them. But
Yeah.
with that, my sophomore year, he was. But I remember he was going crazy because every time I go check us in the favors, tell him Tosh, 40, 20 something, 30 something. Lead they high to a victory.
He was nice. And I hear about your Durante and Doug all the time, but I don't understand. I don't know if I just don't remember or if I just missed it because it like they all around that same like they before
Duck got nice like after high school, so he was like in high school Duck like he'd come down, he had like a nasty hand that would throw dimes, but it was kind of like ahead of his time. The coach would yank him a lot, but like you know what I'm saying, that was Duck. He really couldn't shoot type shit yet. Man, bro, Duck went to New Mexico. It turns out like he had got on to University of New Mexico team. He wasn't really getting no burn or nothing like that, but like you know what I'm saying, he was in the university training, practicing. And bro, I'm telling you, he came back one time. I'm talking about he had dreads. I'm talking about this fool was shooting this, bro. I'm talking about as soon as he stepped across that court, you better be there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like, and he didn't even have a fast jumper, but like you know what I'm saying, Duck kind of big. So once he get like a little space to where he can get into that little bounce, and it was over. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was a good 2-year run. I'm talking about. I was young, but we went around. He was training me. We went hooped everywhere around here. We would go to the D. We was hooping.
Yeah.
Couldn't nobody do shit with him. Fool. And like he always had his vision too, so that was still there. So like dimes and he
giving the ring played in that tournament at Southwest Center together.
And that was later. That was like I would say that was like that was like 4 years after the fact, but that was still like he could still move then. It's like he was still coming out. Yeah. And then Nerante, that's a fucking line out there, fam.
That's what I'm saying. Like I heard so much about him.
Like 5'9" Westbrook, like
man.
Like when you talk about an engine, like don't stop.
Yeah.
And coming at your neck, killer, like like for real, they right there with that for sure. Like and like it's really like my nemesis, cause like growing up, like we used to just get on my ass every day. Like for real. And then telling you about it, like but like not like Durante talk shit in a whole nother way. He like yell like hey! But like the whole time, like it's not like just after the end one, like hey, like while he hooping, like
no.
like hey,
if DMX
like,
was a hooper,
like DMX was a hooper, like bro.
Mike Tyson is a hooper.
I'm talking. I remember they playing LE. He go and get a rebound. Let's go! Like while he in the air, let's go! Smack that hoe, push that hoe. Hey, run! Like whole gym can hear him. Like I'm talking about the gym loud. You hear him above everybody.
That's passion. The category.
And then like fam, could not shoot, bro. When I tell you, like be hooping so hard, he just get into a phase where he hot, get to banging threes, like
that'll piss you off.
Piss you off, but he's smacking them hoes.
Yeah. If he played that hard, then he hitting threes too. Yeah, that's.
I remember one time he was feeling himself so much against LE one time, he shot a left hand jumper. About made that bitch. That whole rattled out with that. Boy. Yeah. Nate. Yeah. Nate. Yeah. Two of mine for sure. That
I was trying to make your list. It was just like
I'm just saying.
And I was just like,
but not just thinking about it. Definitely two of mine. A couple. Whew. I mean, on that head now though.
yeah, I hate I left him out on that one. But yeah, for a while though. Growing up, I didn't see too much basketball besides like, cause I was playing a lot of AAU and traveling and shit, so I don't know. Like I had went to games, and if I did go to games around that time, like I said, the only person that really stuck out to me was Tevin. I remember T.I. had somebody.
Did you ever see Kentrell play? Man,
I was just about to say he was the other one, but I didn't watch T.I. as much. I don't know why. Everything was kind of in Arkansas back then. Like the boys' club was at Arkansas, so like, and I had lived in Arkansas too. So, but even like with everything going on, it seemed like hoop wise, a lot of shit was going on the Arkansas side more than Texas at the time.
Yeah, I remember we used to go to 4A to hoop practice.
Yeah, like all the little leagues was in the best leagues.
Yeah, when I first moved down here, like boys and girls schools was the first place I went to. But outside of, I first went to the LE League. Met a lot of hoopers out there. A lot of them didn't really turn out to be cold though.
Cause they was over most of them was over there. Like I remember a lot of the people that grew up in the league, whatever, they was in the A too.
Yeah.
The cold ones. I'm sure it was some other ones, but
Yeah.
that was
Man, talk about we was talking about people on defense earlier. Boy. Well, I remember when I first was able to like handle Kentrell, like pressure on D, really, because it was Kentrell, Jarrell, and Nate. Then what I would say how you did your 3 defenders list earlier was the 3 dogs on D. Jarrell was one of them 2 for me. Boy, once I was able to like handle their defense and like be able to like go by them, that's when I knew I was ready, fam.
Yeah.
It's like
I really don't know how to feel. Like you just had one of them, like he just got old, so it really don't count. Like and I never really got by him, he just quit hooping with me. Like it kinda got to that point, family. He started becoming, he was getting more into that family life, you know what I'm saying? So we wasn't hooping as much. So if we was, he was just training. But, hey, I hope to see him get out there. I don't believe it, I believe when I see it.
that's how I feel about you.
You should. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We'll see when you get out there. Yeah.
I see me too. Just know when they
Look how you doing already.
Just thinking about it.
Player all time. I'm not putting Kobe in there.
What?
I'm not.
You look.
I'm not putting.
I need you to report
Listen,
Hear me out. So quit hating
We
on
playing with these niggas.
We having
Don't
fun.
take that shit serious. We playing.
Hell yeah. Is it time to play? Shout out to everybody that came on.
Shout out to
Hey,
my
man,
man,
Big
no
Pie,
chill,
man.
Support of the brand, you know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to my boy Fat Man on my invite. You want to come on? I promise you I'm not putting none of you bums on.